Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video we're going to be going over the little bit that was data mined for Paladins coming up in Dragonflight, excuse me, from the alpha. And I mean little bit, this will be a very short video, there was not much, but it's worth talking about, I guess, a little bit, especially because I was right on some things, and I like to be right, so that's always good. Most of the changes, most of the stuff was from Prot Paladin. So if you are a Prot Paladin main, I'm a Rep main, and I say something wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments below. I'm by no means a master of Prot Paladin at all. And then yeah, so Ret and Holy basically didn't get anything. Ret got like one little change or something like that. And the good news is that could mean there could be some sort of a rework in process for all the specs or classes that didn't get any changes. That it very well could mean that. It doesn't mean it does. It's definitely a big shot of copium to say so. But I am going to hope for that for now, because every spec or every class that doesn't have stuff revealed could actually use a rework, or at least one spec in it could use a rework. So I am hopeful, if not, confident. So let's go ahead and get started. The first part here, this is exactly what I predicted here. So speculated Paladin returning Covenant abilities are Divine Toll and Vanquisher's Hammer. This is pretty much a slam dunk. They weren't going to bring back blessings. It wouldn't really make sense anyways. Blessing of Summer, Blessing of Winter, all this kind of stuff. Why would you have that as a Paladin, like outside of Shadowlands? So those didn't really make sense. Divine Toll, Vanquisher's Hammer, those both kind of make sense. They're both, even though Vanquisher's Hammer isn't a judgment, they're both kind of feel like a judgment, honestly, and they obviously do different things. But yeah, these two were kind of the obvious ones. So Divine Toll, Vanquisher's Hammer will be returning in Dragonflight as of now. Obviously, everything's subject to change in the alpha. So it's definitely correct on that. Most of the classes seem to have two Covenant abilities carry over. These two were the slam dunk. Ashen Hollow would have been cool, but I think they hated balancing around it. Obviously, it was too weak for Ret anyways. But it was strong for Prot and Holy until they nerfed it to the ground. So they obviously just were not going to carry that over. Also, they have to think about Ashen Hollow when they design a raid fight, because it's a 4-minute cooldown. You cannot not think about that. It's a big cooldown to just ignore. So speculated Paladin general class talent. So these are for everybody. Some of these do kind of ring more true to Prot, though, to go along with the Prot stuff. Ironically enough, they did do a lot of stuff with Consecration here, which is something I also predicted that they might do. So Consecration and Flame, Consecration lasts 1 second longer, and its damage is increased by 15%. That's obviously a good thing. It's not huge. Obviously, it's going to be more valuable for like a tank who's pressing Consecrate all the time for threat and stuff like that. So, more threat for Prot Paladins for sure. But if Ret still works out to where we need to press Consecration as a filler, it will do a little bit more damage if you take this. Who knows until we see the talent tree if it'll be worth taking it, though. Golden Path, Consecration heals you. This is a conduit in Shadowlands. Hollow Ground, Consecration's damage is increased by 10%. So you can get like 25% increase of damage. It's still a low amount unless they tune Consecration higher. But yeah, this is, again, probably mostly for Prot. But we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. Improved Seraphim and Divine Toll. Cooldown of Seraphim is reduced by 5 seconds and Divine Toll by 15 seconds. So, this is, again, kind of like the conduit, at least for Divine Toll, not for Seraphim. Divine Toll has its cooldown reduced with the conduit, Ring and Clarity, and they're kind of trying to carry that over. Wait, no, it's not from Ring and Clarity. I'm sorry. That's from a Soulbind trait from Braun. So they're kind of carrying that over. Essentially, that's what Divine Toll does. If you get the max thing or whatever, it'll reduce your thing by about 15 seconds. It might be 14, it might be 15, but basically the same thing. Seraphim also reduced. So this is a good overall talent that you would take as long as you were using, the Divine Toll. So Seasoned Warhorse increases duration of Divine Seed by 2 seconds. Maybe this will have multiple things, so you can increase it more. 2 seconds is nice, but I could see this being a 2 or 3 point node or something like that. Uther's Guard, your lay on hands, this is obviously like a legendary, I believe. Divine Shield and Blessed Protection have a 20% reduced cooldown. And then we have some speculated Protection Paladin talents. Again, I'm not a master of Protection Paladins. Bastion of Light, your next 3 shields of the righteous or words of glory cost no holy power. So, that's obviously a decent thing, especially for if you're self-healing or something like that. Crusaders Resolve, enemies hit by Avenger's Shield deal 5% reduced damage to you. I believe that's just that's something that exists in the game right now. Faith in the Light, casting Word of Glory grants you an additional 15% block chance, so that's kind of cool. For mitigation, if you have the free Words of Glory anyways, those kind of chain together there, it seems like. Face Armor, Shield of Righteous grants 20% additional armor. Marcus Strength, Avenger's Shield deals more damage. I believe that's already in the game. Many of these could be in the game. Focused Enmity, Avenger's Shield deals 200% increased damage if it only strikes one target. So these are like, one of these is probably more of like a legendary or something perhaps, or something. It's just a lot of Avenger's Shield damage. Really good for like soloing stuff, I guarantee that. Gift of the Golden Valkyr. Each enemy hit by Avenger's Shield reduces the remaining cooldown on Guardian of Ancient Kings. Light of the Titans, Word of Glory heals for an additional over 15 seconds, 105% of attack power over 15 seconds. So again, you can make that go with your free Words of Glory there. Sanctuary, while you're in consecration, your damage taken is reduced by 5%. Soaring Shield, Avenger's Shield jumps to 2 additional targets. Nothing new there. Strength of Conviction, while you're in consecration, your Shield of Righteous and Word of Glory have a 10% increased damage and healing. And Tears Enforcer, your Avenger's Shield is imbued with Holy Fire, causing it to deal 7% of attack power damage to all enemies within 5 yards of each target hit. So more AoE damage. I like that. I don't know if that's in the game already or not, but this is pretty cool. If it's not in the game, this is a cool new thing. My guess is it probably is, but who knows? Prop Paladins, but not me. Speculated Retribution Paladin talents. We get 1. Seal of the Templar. While mounted on your charger, are we getting seals back though? That's interesting. While mounted on your charger, the range of that's a talent. Maybe seals as talents. While mounted on your charger, the range of Crusader Strike, Hammer of the Righteous, Templar's Verdict, and Hammer of Justice are increased by 3 yards. So this is very limited spells that are affected by this. But essentially, while you are on your steed, you can do a little bit more of a ranged melee type thing. Unless they let this happen for all abilities. Maybe that's all the melee range abilities. I guess you would need to add like Divine Storm in there or something as well. But there's probably going to be the Divine Storm shoot forward, since they kind of like that. So maybe not. But yeah, I would like to see all melee abilities go with this. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of probably pointless anyways. But yeah, it's not much for Ret there. But it's better than Holy, because Holy got absolutely nothing in there. And then class changes in Alpha. Again, not too much stuff here. Protection, Avenger's Shield is changed. I don't know. They just changed that it generates 1 holy power, I guess. So again, that could be interesting. Are they reworking holy power? Every shield, 3 shields of the righteous make your next Word of Glory free. Afflict, apply aura, dummy modifies damage healing done, value 3. So every 3, and it was 5 for Shining Light. Moment of Glory. For the next 15 seconds, Avenger's Shield damage is increased by 20%. It generates an Absorb Shield for an additional 50% of damage dealt, and its cooldown is reduced by half. By aura, half. And this used to do reset the cooldown of Avenger's Shield. Your next 3 Avenger's Shields have no cooldown and deal 20% increased damage. So it kind of just changes the way that worked. And then Righteous Protector. Each holy power spent reduces the remaining cooldown of Guardian of the Kings, Ancient Kings, by 0.5 seconds. And I don't know exactly it changed from 1 to 0.5. So that was the change there. So some little bit of changing of the way the prot works there. I wonder though, since they removed this generate 1 holy power, that's interesting to me. We'll see where this goes, but I do find that to be interesting. So again, Paladin's not playable on the alpha. I don't have alpha access, but it's not playable on the alpha anyways. So right now we're just subject to data mining and stuff anyways. Hopefully, Paladin will be ready to go on the beta. Hopefully I get beta, or even a late alpha invite would be nice as well. But definitely not holding my breath on that one. So nothing big to report here. As far as the Ret Paladins go, I would say, as I do a lot of Ret stuff on this channel, I would say just try it for now. think of copium that we're kind of getting reworked and we're getting some attention onto our spec, that could just not be the case, of course, right? That's completely being positive, or of course, as people like to say, the mega copium sniffing going on. But that's what I would like to think here, and hopefully for all the specs that need it. Well, a lot of people think a spec needs it, even if some other one needs it more. So, but I know like Windwalker Monk, Ret Paladin, especially those two have really wanted something, and Demon Hunters have really wanted something more than like they're just few buttons, because they always rely on borrowed power. If we're not going to have borrowed power anymore, then what does that mean for Demon Hunters and their abilities? So are they getting a little bit of a rework as well? So that would be the Copium take. But until then, we will just wait until it is actually playable in game or data mineable, and we'll see from there. So that's it for this one, guys. Unfortunately, not much more to talk about here. Obviously, I'll update all of the, especially Ret Paladin stuff, but if they release it like this, I'll talk about all Paladins. But update the Ret Paladin stuff as they release it, and yeah, keep you posted. And hopefully, hopefully the copium comes through for us and it is positive in the long run. That's it for this one. As always, I do ask you please subscribe to the channel. Helps me out so much. And other than that, everybody have a good one.